Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my channel Maths with Anup, myself Anup Kaur. I hope all of you are doing great and having a great time. So today I am going to discuss about one of the advanced maths topics, and this topic is, as you can see in the screen, it's trigonometry. So this is going to be part 1 of the trigonometry discussion. So I am going to discuss about the trigonometric ratios, which are basically sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec and cot. Okay. Then I am going to discuss regarding the trigonometric values of the trigonometric ratios at certain angles. Okay. And I am going to wrap up the session with the quadrant rule, that is the ASTC rule, which I will be discussing in the later stages. Okay, so without any delay, let's get started. So I am going to discuss regarding the trigonometric ratios. Okay, so to proceed to the trigonometric ratios, first of all we need to know about the right angle triangle. Okay, upon this triangle, this chapter is based on completely on the right angle triangle, and as we all are aware that the right angle triangle deals with the Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so first of all, so let's understand it. So this is my 90 degree. Okay, so here there are three terminologies, three sides of the triangle, namely base, this is the base, this is the perpendicular, and this is the hypotenuse. Okay, so what is the base? Base is nothing but the side upon which the triangle, right angle triangle rests. Okay, and hypotenuse is the side which is opposite to the 90 degree angle, and perpendicular is nothing but the side which is perpendicular to the base, means which stands at 90 degree to the base. Based upon this formula, we can find out the hypotenuse value denoted by h equal to root over of perpendicular square denoted by p plus base square denoted by b. Okay, this is nothing but the Pythagoras theorem, by Pythagoras theorem. Okay, with this we all are aware of. Okay, now coming to the ratios, we can better understand with this logic. P, B, P, then upon H, H and B. Here we can see that we can term it as Pandit Bhola Prasad Hari Hari Boliye. Okay, so here nothing but this one is P by H, this is the sin theta, then cos theta is B by H. Okay, and tan theta is nothing but sin theta by upon cos theta. So here you can see that tan theta equal to, this is the formula to find tan theta. Okay, sin theta upon cos theta. So if we do P by H upon B by H, we will be getting P by B. Okay, so this is my P by B, and cosec theta is nothing but the reverse of sin theta. Sec theta is nothing but the reverse of cos theta, and cot theta is nothing but the reciprocal of tan theta. Okay, so this is the basic understanding. Once again, this is nothing but cos theta. Okay, so with this formula we can understand shortcut trick actually to remember the ratios. Okay, Pandit Bhola Prasad Hari Hari Boliye. So P by H is nothing but sin theta. This reciprocal is H by P. See, H by P. Here you can write it down as H by P. Okay, here you can write it down as H by B, reciprocal of cos theta, and cot theta is reciprocal of tan theta, nothing but B by P. B by P. Okay, so this is the basic understanding of the trigonometric ratios. So let's better understand it with the help of some numericals. Okay, so first numerical states that if cot theta equal to 15 by 8, where B is an acute angle, then what is the value of sec theta plus tan theta? Okay, so first let's take an right angle triangle. Okay, okay, let me take an right angle triangle. So this is my right angle triangle. Okay, so B is an acute angle. Okay, so this is my B basically, and this is my 90 degree. Okay, now cot B equal to 15 by 8, meaning what? Given cot B equal to 15 by 8. So what is cot? You can see in the previous slide, this cot theta is nothing but B by P, which means base by perpendicular. Okay, so here you can see that it is nothing but B upon P, base by perpendicular. So here it is B stands for base and P stands for perpendicular. Okay, now base is how much? 15. What is my perpendicular? This is my perpendicular 8, and we can find out with the help of Pythagoras theorem. This is my hypotenuse, that is 8 square plus 15 square, which is nothing but 64 plus 225, which is equal to root over of 289, which is equal to 17. Okay, so this is my value 17. 17 is nothing but my hypotenuse. Okay, now come to the question. Sec B plus tan B. So you can again go to this trick as I have told you. This one you can see here, Pandit Bhola Prasad Hari Hari Boliye. Okay, so here Pandit Bhola Prasad Hari Hari Boliye. Okay, this is just a trick to remember the trigonometric ratios easily. Okay, so my sec is nothing but the reverse of this one. This is my cos ratio. So sec will be H by B. Okay, so what is my H? H is my hypotenuse 17. So this is my 17 by base is how much? Base is 15, right? This is my base, and tan ratio is this one, perpendicular upon base. So perpendicular is 8 and base is 15. Is not it? Yeah, it is. So it will be 8 by 15. So it will be equal to nothing but 25 by 15, which is nothing but 5 by 3. So my option B is the correct one. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let's proceed to the next question. So given that sin theta equal to 15 by 17, we have been asked to calculate this one such that theta lies between 0 and 90 degree, okay, which means that theta is an acute angle. So let's take a triangle, right angle triangle. So here we can see that this is my theta. Let's suppose this is my 90 degree, okay. So my sin theta is 15 by 17. So sin theta is nothing but what? Again, let me write it down here. Pandit Bhola Prasad Hari Boliye. Okay. So sin theta is nothing but perpendicular by hypotenuse. It is 15. This is 17, and this is, of course, this will be 8 as I have calculated earlier. 15, 8 and 17 forms a Pythagorean triplet, okay. Triplet meaning it satisfies the Pythagoras theorem, okay. That means that hypotenuse square equal to base square plus perpendicular square, okay. So now sin theta is given to be 15 by 17, right? Okay, 1 second. Sin theta is given to be 15 by 17. So which is nothing but this is my perpendicular, this is my hypotenuse. We have been asked to calculate what? We have been asked to calculate 15 cot theta plus 17 sin theta upon 8 tan theta plus 16 sec theta. I am writing it here. So 15 cot theta is how much? Cot theta value will be base upon perpendicular, okay. Cot theta value will be nothing but base upon perpendicular, because tan theta ratio is perpendicular upon base. So cot theta ratio value will be nothing but base upon perpendicular. So base is 8 and perpendicular is 15 plus sin theta value is given as how much? 15 by 17. This whole thing divided by 8 into tan theta. Tan theta is how much? Have I written correctly? Correctly. So tan theta will be nothing but perpendicular by base. So it is 15 by 8 plus 16 sec theta. 16 into sec theta is how much? Hypotenuse upon base. So hypotenuse is how much? 17, base is 8. So if we further calculate it, we will get it to be equal to, I am writing it here, equal to 15 and 15 will get cancelled out, 17 and 17 will get cancelled out, 8 and 8 will get cancelled out, 8 2 is a, so it will be 8 plus 15, nothing but 23, and here 15 plus 34, how much? 15 plus 34, 49, okay. So it will be nothing but 23 upon 49, okay. So this is my answer. Option A will be the correct one. I hope it is clear. Nothing but we have to remember this thing. With practice we can remember it easily, okay. Next, moving to the next question. Here it is given that tan theta is nothing but equal to B upon A, okay. So then tan theta we know that it is sin theta upon cos theta. tan theta we know that it is nothing but sin theta upon cos theta. Okay, one second. So it is equal to b by a. Okay, so we can consider the ratio of sin theta as b and cos theta as a. Why I am telling it later. First of all, from this question we have been given that a cos theta plus b sin theta upon a cos theta minus b sin theta. Okay, here we can do it like that. In place of cos theta we will be writing it as a. Okay, so a into a plus b into, in place of sin theta we will be writing it as b. Okay, and again here a into a, similarly minus b into b. So here we will be getting it as, so here it will be b into b. Okay, so you will be getting it as a square plus b square by a square minus b square. So it will be, my correct option will be C. So the one question will arise that how did I write it down, sin theta equivalent to a b and cos theta equivalent to a ratio. Okay, simple. Here we can see that again we have to use that technique, Pandit Bhola Prasad हरी हरी बोलिए. ठीक है, so this is my technique to find out the trigonometric ratios. So here you can see that in place of cos we can write it down as, this is my cos ratio, base by hypotenuse plus b into sine is perpendicular by hypotenuse, this is perpendicular by hypotenuse, and here a into base by hypotenuse minus b into perpendicular by hypotenuse. So here my hypotenuse gets cancelled out. Okay, I hope it is clear. So we are left, as we are not required to take the hypotenuse ratio, gets cancelled out, so we can take it as sin theta ratio, we can take it as equivalent to b, and cos theta ratio we can take it as equivalent to a. Okay, I hope it is clear. So let's proceed to the next part, next topic, that is the trigonometric values. Okay, so how do we get it? Let's see. So here there are actually 6 sets of trigonometric ratios. I will be discussing 3, and based upon that we can find out the other 3. Okay, so first of all, at 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, we have to remember this whole chart. Okay, so how to obtain it? I can write it down and you can remember it easily. Okay, there is a trick. So it goes like this. First of all, we write it down as 1. Okay, so wait, not 1, it will be 1. It will start from 0. Okay, we will write it down as 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, then we divide by 4, each of them by 4 and 4. Okay, then we take the under root. Okay, we take the under root of each one of them. I'm explaining it. What values will we get? Here of sin theta we will be getting a 0 by 4. Anything is of course 0. At 0 degree it will be 0. At 30 degree 1 by root 4 is nothing but 1 by 2. 2 by root 4 is nothing but how much? 2 by 4 is 1 by 2, and it will be 1 by root 2. Okay, and here it will be root 3 by 2 at 60 degrees. I hope it is clear. Root 3 by 4 means what? If we take root over in the numerator and the denominator, will be getting as root over 3 by root over 4. So root over 4 is nothing but root, it will be 2, and 4 by 4 is nothing but it will be 1. Okay, so this is my sin theta value. Sin theta at 0 degree is 0, 30 degree is half, 45 degree is 1 by root 2, 60 degree is root 3 by 2, and 90 degree is nothing but 1. In case of cos theta, we will be writing it down in the reverse order. So it will be 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, then half, and then 0. What we did do it? We write it in the reverse order: 1 root 3 by 2, 1 by root 2, 1 by 2, and 0. So it is like this. Okay. And in case of tan theta, nothing but tan theta equal to sin theta by cos theta. So what will we get? Sin theta by cos theta means 0 by 1, it will be 0. 1 by 2 root 3 by 2, so 30 degree will be 1 by root 3. Okay, here it will be 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2, it will be 1. Okay, and here it will be root 3, and here it is 1 by 0. 1 by 0, anything by 0 is what? Not defined. Okay, I hope it is clear. So in case if we want to find out the value of cosec theta is nothing but 1 by sin theta, so we can do the reverse of sin theta values. In case of sec theta, we can do the reverse of cos theta values, and in case of cot theta, we can do the reverse of tan theta values. Okay, I hope it is clear. You have to remember this table. Now let's proceed to solve some numerical. So here cos 0 degree, I am directly writing down the answer. So cos 0 degree is how much? Let's see the table. Cos 0 degree is 0 degree. This is 0. 0 degree. 0 degree value is 1. Okay. So it will be 1. Cos 30 is how much? Let's again check the table. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. Okay, plus root 3 by 2. Tan 45 is how much? Tan 45 is nothing but 1. Okay, so it will be 1, and cosec 60 degree. Cosec 60 degree means reverse of how much? Sin 60 degree. What is sin 60 degree? Sin 60 degree is root 3 by 2. So cosec 60 degree will be root 2 by root 3. Okay, I hope it is clear. 2 by root 3, and cot 90 degree is 0. Why? Because see here tan 90 degree is nothing but 1 by 0. So it reverse of it will be 0 by 1. So 0 by something is anything is always 0. Okay, I hope it is clear. So if we solve it, 1 and 1 gets cancelled out, and here if we take the LCM, root 3 into root 3 is 3, plus 2 into 2 is 4 by 2 root 3. So it is nothing but 7 by 2 root 3. Okay, okay, I hope it is clear. Here there is nothing to understand. You have to just remember the trigonometric values. Okay, you have to memorize the chart. So if you remember the chart, you can solve the problems easily. No explanation, much explanation is needed. Okay, so here come to the next question. Here it is given that sine x plus y equal to 1 and cos x minus y equal to root 3 by 2. Okay, so we know that we have to make the left hand side and the right hand side equivalent. Okay, how to make it equivalent? We know that sine 90 degree equal to 1 value. Okay, so we can write it down as sine x plus y. We have to express the right side also in terms of sine angle. Okay, so it will be sine of 90 degree, and here cos x minus y, cos का वैल्यू किस एंगल पे आपका 30 डिग्री रूट 3 बाई 2 होता है. देखिएगा, मैं दिखाता हूँ, 1 सेकेंड. लेट्स चेक इट आउट इन द टेबल पार्ट. How much was the angle given? I forgot. 1 second. 1 second. Huh? So it is root 3 by 2. Okay. At what angle it will be root 3 by 2, right? Let me check it out. So root 3 by 2. Oh, wait. Yeah, root 3 by 2 cos at 30 degrees. Okay, at 30 degree वैल्यू में cos का वैल्यू होता है root 3 by 2. Okay, so it will be cos 30 degree. So we can write it down as x plus y equal to 90 degree and x minus y equal to 30 degree. So if we further solve, x plus y equal to 90 degree, x minus y equal to 30 degree. So if we solve it, to find the value of x, we will simply add both of them and divide by 2, so we will get it as 60 degree. And to find the value of y, we will subtract both of them and divide by 2. 90 minus 30 is 60. 60 by 2 is 30 degree. See, 60 plus 30 is 90 degree. Okay, so my y value is nothing but it will be option C. Okay, one mistake is there here. So option C is 30 degree. Okay, we have been asked to find the value of y, right? So it will be 30 degree. Let's proceed further to the quadrant rule, which is one of the most important topic of discussion over here. So to better understand the quadrant rule, we have to see that we have to consider the Cartesian plane. Okay, I hope all of you are aware with the Cartesian plane. So Cartesian plane meaning this is the x-axis, this is my y-axis. It divides the Cartesian plane into 4 parts. This is the first quadrant, this is the second quadrant, first quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant and fourth quadrant. Okay, so first quadrant, nothing but value lies between 0 degree to 90 degree. Okay, this is my 0 degree to 90 degree. Here the second quadrant value is 90 degree to 180 degree. This is my 180 degree line. This is basic things. And here it will be 180 to 270 degree, and here it will be 270 degree to nothing but 360 degrees. Okay, now here in the first quadrant, let's take one example. Okay, let me join this one and join this one. I am considering a right angle triangle. Okay, suppose this is my 3 units, this is my 4 units and this is my 5 units. So this is positive x-axis, so definitely it will be plus 3, it will be plus 5 and it will be plus 4. What I have taken here, this is a Pythagorean triplet. Okay, this is my base value is 3, perpendicular value is 4 and my hypotenuse value is 5. Okay, so obviously all of the values will be in positive. So if I take the means that trigonometric ratio, okay, Pandit, Bhola, Prasad, Hari, Goli. Okay, all right. So obviously all of the values will be positive. So here we say that all positive. Okay. Next, come to the second quadrant. Let's better understand in the second quadrant also. I will erase this one. So in the second quadrant, let me join this part, and this is my right angle triangle. Suppose this is my -3. Obviously it will be negative x-axis, and this is my +4 and this is my +5. So what is this? This is nothing but base, this is nothing but perpendicular, and this is nothing but hypotenuse. Okay, so here we can see that this is the trigonometric value, means ratio. Okay, P by H, B by H, P by B. So we can understand that which ratio will be positive. It is hypotenuse is present, it will be positive. But where there is perpendicular, okay, where there is perpendicular and hypotenuse is positive, the ratio will be positive. Okay, so obviously this is the case. Rest of the case will be negative. Okay, why? Because one of the value is base C. Okay, so my this is what? Nothing but sine theta or cosec theta. Okay, I hope it is clear. साइन और साइन का रिवर्स. ओके, सो साइन का रिवर्स क्या होता है? कोसेक होता है. ओके, सो इट विल बी आइदर ऑफ साइन और cosec is positive. Okay, here, and rest of the things are what? Rest of the trigonometric ratios are negative. Okay, similarly come to the, let's understand this third quadrant. Okay, I am erasing this one. I hope it is clear. Let's better understand the third quadrant. Here I am joining this part, joining this part, joining this part. Okay, this is the right angle triangle. Suppose here it is negative y-axis, so suppose this value is -3, negative x-axis value is -4, and here it will be root over -3 square plus -4 square, which will come out to be +5. So this is nothing but, this is my perpendicular, this is my base, and this is my hypotenuse. Okay, so here to better understand this ratio, we will take it again. Let's erase it. So P by H. Okay, so here in this case, wherever the hypotenuse is positive, okay, so 10, we can see that here my perpendicular value is negative, my base value is negative, and hypotenuse value is positive. So which ratio can make it to be positive? Only P by B, right? Because P is negative and B is negative, both negative gets cancelled out, it becomes equal to positive, right? For rest of the ratios it will be what? It will be obviously negative. Okay, so here we can say that, so this ratio is only positive in case of third quadrant, so it will be either tan or cot. So nothing but tan or cot is positive. Okay, I hope it is clear. So let me erase this part. Similarly, in the fourth quadrant, we can understand with the help of this right angle. We will get that. I am not explaining it. You can better understand with that by taking an example by yourself only. That we will find out that here it will be cos or sec is positive, rest of the trigonometric ratios are negative. Okay, means this ratio B by H will be positive. Okay, or H by B. Okay, so here we can see that, so this rule we call it as ASTC. Why? See here it is A. Okay, one second. Here it is A, here it is S, here it is T, and here it is C. So this rule is known as quadrant rule or ASTC rule. Okay, so it means that all sine or cosec, tan or cot, cos or sec, means here in the first quadrant all are positive. Here sine or cosec is positive, tan and cot is positive here, and cos and sec is positive here. Okay, I hope it is clear. Let's move to the next part. So here whatever I have explained, it's an extension of this explanation. In the first quadrant we can see that it will be 0 to 90 degree. We can denote it as 90 degree minus theta. Okay, we can denote it as 90 degree minus theta. Okay, because see, this is my 90 degree, right? Anything less than 90 degree it is denoting. In the second quadrant it is 90 degree to 180 degree, so you can denote it as 90 degree plus theta or 180 degree minus theta. Okay, anything less than 180 degree or more than 90 degree. In the third quadrant we can denote it as 180 degree to 270 degree, anything more than 180 degree or anything less than 270 degree. This is my 270 degree. Okay, I am denoting it. This is my 0 degree, this is my 180 degree, this is my 90 degree, this is my 270 degree. Okay, 0 degree or 360 degree you can tell. Here it is 270 degree plus theta or less than 360 degree. Okay, so this was the basic explanation regarding the quadrant rule. Further let's proceed. So here this is the first quadrant as I have explained. Okay, here all are positive. Okay, every trigonometric ratios are positive as I have already explained. So we can consider it as C. There are two rules. Okay, so first of all, as all of them are positive, let's mark it as positive, 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 here positive, positive and positive. Okay, now as we can see that all of these are 90 degree, 90 degree, 90 degree and 90 degree. Okay, which means that 90 degree by 90 degree equal to 1, which is means that odd multiple of 90 degree. Okay, so nothing but basic explanation, odd multiple of 90 degree. Okay, 90 degree is an odd multiple of 90 degree, right? 90 into 1 is 90 degree, right? So here the trigonometric ratio will change to its complementary pair. Okay, what is my complementary pair? Sines complementary will be cos, then tan complementary will be cot. Okay, means sine will change to cos, cos will change to sine, tan will change to cot, and cot will change to tan. And my sec complementary is cosec theta or whatever. So sec will change to cosec and cosec will change to sec. Okay, in case of odd multiple, if it is a odd multiple of 90 degree, so sine will change to definitely how much? What? It will change to cos theta, cos will change to sine theta, tan will change to cot theta. Okay, cosec will change to what? Sec theta. Okay, and sec will change to again cosec theta. Okay, and cot will change to tan theta. So this is my basic about first quadrant. So let's move to the second quadrant. In second quadrant there are two scenarios, as I have already explained, 90 degree plus theta and 180 degree minus theta. Okay, here sine and cosec are positive, as I have already explained. So let me put sine positive, cosec positive, rest of the things are negative. Similarly here sine positive, cosec positive, rest of the things are negative. Okay, so here 90 degree odd multiple again, so sine will change to what? It will change to cos theta, cos will change to sine theta, tan will change to cot theta, cosec will change to what? Sec theta, sec will change to cosec theta, and cot will change to tan theta. Okay, here sine 180 degree, so 180 degree by 90 is how much? 2, which is an even multiple. So remember one thing, whenever it is an even multiple of 90 degree, the trigonometric ratios won't change, and whenever it is an odd multiple of 90, trigonometric ratios will change to its what? Complementary. Okay, so it will be nothing but sine theta, cos theta, nothing will, it won't change. Okay, tan theta, cosec theta, sec theta, and cot theta. Okay, so this is the explanation of the what? Second quadrant. Now let's move to the third quadrant. This is very easy. 180 plus theta, 270 minus theta. Third quadrant, as I have already told, tan theta and cot theta will be positive. So let's put tan theta and cot theta to be positive, tan theta and cot theta to be positive, rest other things will be negative. Okay, so 180 means what? 180 plus theta means what? It will be in the third quadrant. So 180, as it is an even multiple of 90 degree, so sine, it will not change. Okay, so you can write it down as sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, so it will be cosec theta, sec theta, and cot theta. Okay, now coming to this question, this part, 270. So again we divide 270 by 90. So it will be 3, which is odd multiple of 90 degrees. So it will change to its complementary pair. So sine will change to cos theta, cos will change to sine theta, tan will change to cot theta, cosec will change to sec theta, sec will change to cosec theta, and cot will change to tan theta. Okay, I hope it is clear. It is very easy, right? Now it is become very easy after all the explanations. Okay, so now let's proceed to the last quadrant. That is the fourth quadrant. So it is 270 plus theta, 360 plus theta, and fourth quadrant. So it will be cos and sec will be positive. So let's put cos and sec to be positive, rest other to be negative. Okay, so cos and sec are positive, rest other things are negative. Okay, so it is 270 means what? Odd multiple of 90. Odd multiple means it will change to its complementary pair. Cos theta, it will be sin theta, it will be what? Cot theta, it will be what? Cosec theta will change to what? Sec theta, sec theta will change to cosec theta. Wait one second. Cosec theta, and cot theta will change to tan theta. Here as it is a 360, so 360 we divide by 90, we will get it to be 4, which is a what? Even multiple. So does it change? It won't change. Okay, sin will remain as sin theta, sin ratio, cos will remain as cos, tan will remain as tan theta, cosec will remain as cosec theta, sec will remain as sec theta, and cot will remain as cot theta. So with this we come to the end of the explanation of the quadrant. This was the last topic. I will be showing one example, last example, where it is means where we can use all these things. Okay, only a small example. So 1 second, give me 1 second. Okay, so it will be sec theta. I am erasing this part. So where all these explanations will come handy. Okay, in solving problems definitely. So here we can take the example of, let's suppose you have been asked to find out, I am taking a question. Okay, find the value of cos 120 degree. So what can we write it down? We have to express it in terms of 90 degree, right? So 90 we divide by 120. Okay, 1 second. So 90, 120, how much will we get? 90 ones are 90, remainder is 30. We can write it down as cos 90 into what? 1 plus 30 degree. So cos 90 plus 30 degree. So it will come out in the second quadrant. Okay, so in the second quadrant, is cos positive or negative? Obviously it is negative, right? So it will, negative sign will come. And will my cos ratio change? It won't be changing. Why? Because it is an odd multiple of 90. So it will be cos 30, sorry, my mistake. As it is an odd multiple, it will definitely change. So it will become, cos will become sine, and sine 30 degree, and sine 30 degree is nothing but half. So my cos 120 degree value is 1 by minus 1 by 2. So it will be helpful in finding out larger values or any other values at angles. We can find out the measurement of the trigonometric ratios. So with this I come to the end of my explanation regarding the trigonometry part 1. I will be bringing in the next part also in the upcoming videos. I hope all of you have learned something and taken some valuable insights from this session. I thank all of you for the patience. It has been a bit a lengthy video. I hope it will be helpful for the one-day competitive examinations. Thank you.